folks. Hope that's good. I'm leaning back in my chair. I'm really tired. Physically tired. And I guess mentally tired. Um. Alright. So, we're we are the observer, right? Um, the thoughts I've been having recently that have been arising and that I've been thinking on in my life, you know, colonization led all the way up to this. You could say I want to say I would want to blame people, and I'm still fixing this. I don't want to hold it. It's getting pretty heavy. Um, Still slowly moving. Barely notice. I wonder if you can hear the dogs in the background. But a giant entourage. What's colony? Mm, um, what's the barricade? The thing of cars. Caravan. I still got blood. I want to be lazy buns and be dirty. I was gonna shower and then I was like, damn, I gotta clean that and the rib cage off. Brought a rib cage home. Is that elk? That's gonna be really delicious. Got a lot of meat, but I'm gonna have to just slow cook it because it's pretty not tender. And that's alright. I mean, give away the good parts to some family and whatnot. But in the meaning of the times as a human being, and more specifically applicable to of the male population, folks that are masculine, is that the hurt that has been displaced upon not just women, but upon everybody to cause their own hurt within their own lives. I'd like to bring in the fact that, yeah, you should focus on yourself when you have the means of time and when you have thoughts coming in and you think on those thoughts because you're the observer of just a vessel of those thoughts around you. At least as far as I believe in how I've connected yesterday. Today is Monday. On Saturday when I was just kind of waiting there with the elk, after butchering it up as much as we could, quartering up, you know, is that since while everything is conscious, we are of the vessel experiencing ourselves, right? I'm sure many folks have come to that conclusion. But beyond that, it is, if that is so, that the thoughts are coming from the other outside observers of the plants and animals. This tool, this other tool, well, not tool, but this living, breathing thing. Anywho, is to focus on ourselves not only as males, but as females, non-binary, whatever you may choose to depict yourself and make yourself feel comfortable with yourself. It is that. It is making yourself comfortable with yourself and being able to have the hard talks with yourself about those which topics people don't want to talk about. I think a favorite musical art tie about that is Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. His come up was a huge thing in the way he observed and wrote in his topics of the harms. What's that one? I don't remember which song was it, but it was his mom. Maybe it was like Anti Diaries. Yeah, I think so. Like the 12th track? I don't remember. Where his mom was asking him, "Did he touch you, Kendrick?" I said, "No, he didn't," but she didn't believe me. it's him having that hard talk with himself. He's putting it out there. He's being pretty vulnerable. It's not super vulnerable when you're watching a movie of as much depiction, deep dive, but a voicing of people experience that, and that hurt. It is genuinely upsetting, and it comes from a long line of trauma. It has been discovered. I can't cite sources, alright, because I don't remember them, but I've read it plenty enough times to remember that the body or trauma can be passed down through bloodlines. Say say so. To say so is to put that together is probably being Indian or Native American, whatever it may be, but of this land, and to carry many of the faces in the body of those carried lines, a proof of not only of my knowledge, but the experiences that I can't comprehend, but somewhere in there it is a deep fear that I have for it's not racism, but of the lighter complex folk in a sort of slight way. And with that in mind is trying to embrace the oneness between everything, but not everyone is changing in those areas. You could change physically, you could change mentally in a way that is to adhere to, schedules, timings, or something of the sorts. You will change that, or the way you think about a certain thing, but everything is so intertwined in this web of life and this experience being a human, that a lot of people don't take the time to take care of themselves and to observe themselves and their actions that they have done or have witnessed. It is of the fears and rejections of it. I've come to that conclusion the other day, as well as a rejection of the fear. The fear is rejection of experience. Um, I guess, what is it called? Homophobia, racism. A lot of it is a rejection of knowing that these people are a part of you, which is a rejection of life in general. And it is upsetting. It still hurts people to this very day. And not to say that, oh, I'm not doing it though. Don't worry about me. I'm still going through changes. I'm glad that we have time and time. Time is pretty important experience. Learn to live for yourself and not others. Maybe if you want to spice it up and just say, be a yes man, I suppose, but in a sort of way, still everything hurts itself. You know, money is a very big being that we give ourselves up to. Yeah, even ourselves is very applicable to everybody because, well, nature, ourselves, our perception of our extensions and them of us, they, I'm a little bit tired. It's alright. I forgot I was going. Might have to stop and just record another part because I'm just using the camera on the iPhone. It's alright. I'll come back. Whimsy. Oh, the money. When we give ourselves up to it. Power. aha. We try to define it as a value when nothing has value. It just is. I've tried to state before, and many of you are, death is inevitable, and culture is it's a law. It's a big law, and that does make a lot of sense. Your experience is, I don't own this knife. It's my turn with it. I had, oh shoot, I had value to it by saying, I've had this knife for over a few years. If someone tried to, I give power to money by saying, oh, it'd probably be worth 60 or 80 bucks. I have a story to it. But people that are really into the money will decline the story, and it's a whole different thing when it's just my turn to borrow it. Borrow them, and the shirt, it's a bloody elk. But a lot of it, not only are we borrowed time, everything is borrowed around us. Yeah, I made so and so this, that, or I've been wearing these jeans for so long. Maybe that's also a monk, like say monk, or a genuine thing is not to be attached to it all. I'm gonna lose it all. It's not like it's sewn into my physical being. This shirt is just a shirt, but it's not just an object as well. It's a tool, but I really wouldn't. I feel bad for saying it's something's a tool, but it is a genuine help, and I'm thankful for the item. I'm thankful for it. That's one of the other things is being thankful for the presence you're being around. If it's negative, it's must be a learning lesson within it. And you have to find that. You have to have that retrospectiveness. You have to hit them with the, like the two legs, or I could draw some. Oh, shoot, gotta move the mic stand. Let's see. Give me. I've been listening to Kiss, their first album. Banger. Anytime is a kissing time, USA. That's pretty beautiful. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Let's get this John. Yes, I am. We are all artists. Don't reject your humanity to create. I think everything was created to create. That's why there is, to be blunt, there is sex. It's not just sex, it is an intercourse of creation. We create as to I gotta pass on a being, but that being is the experience. I might have to sketch another one real quick. I didn't like the first one. That's alright. Not everything's perfect. What did Bob Ross say? Happy little mistakes. Maybe it's supposed to be art of doubles. The shadow of itself that still reflects upon regardless. Oh, that's the other thing about art is money. So intertwined. You don't see enough folks just giving up mixtapes. Like here's a mixtape of my album, or things that I've lost time. I don't know. I'm kind of sleepy, tired. He's sitting like that. He's like thinking, the thinker. The thoughts that come to them, the thoughts that come to them, and they think upon them, those thoughts, and they take the action to voice that thought. Anywho, yes, the thinker. take time to know yourself and how to develop a person. I seen a video. I might link it. I might link it. Can't stop me. That is true. Without black, there wouldn't be white. Without darkness, there would be light. Without light, there wouldn't be darkness. But then there can be totally both, you know. The darkness is in the labor. It is in being sore. It is in the work. Calluses, your tendons, your muscles feeling just absolutely sore. It's not tolling, but I think that's the darkness in the light. Is when you work towards yourself, you look back and you're like, wow, I've come a long way from a dark path. I think that's one of the other many lessons inside that kind of response. You couldn't find a lot. I think that's what that equilibrium is. War, lust, substance abuse, trying to manipulate people, any of the mental, physical hurts upon another person is a true deep darkness, a path away from the light. You're working to hurt another person, but you're still hurting a person in general. You're aiming to hurt a person. They are not food. They are not of to teach you a lesson, you know? It's not for a medal. It's not for land. It's not for something. It's against your own nature. You're killing your brother or your sister. That deep darkness has consumed you. Versus genuine peace is to acknowledge and respect around you. Respect your body, your mind, your soul, your heart, your surroundings. The surroundings. The tools. I've been thinking about this quote when I was butchering. I learned in my cooking class. She said, a safe knife is a sharp knife. Because if it's dull, you're going to overwork yourself and probably injure yourself. You know, you're trying to slice through carrot or something and it's just totally not going through and you're pushing as hard as you can. Maybe you slip or something and you cut a limb. Or even worse. You could go on with that whole trying to think of the word. Metography. No. Metabolism. No. Hive. Oh, I'm so close. The thing that Domix made a little 3-part series on. Favorite art YouTuber. Hypothetical. You could go on with that hypothetical. But that respect is to sharpen your tools, to be aware, to take care of the things around you. Have respect for that. Because when you have respect for yourself, you can respect the things around you. Especially at a pace. You don't need money to respect something. Especially if it's someone in a high position that thinks they're over everybody, but that places them below them. I like what Doobie and Gooby said in this one video. Is that quote is when people place themselves above others, they're actually placing themselves below others. And that's pretty interesting because there's that fine line between the black and the white that I think we stand on to honor the white and honor the black, the positivity and negativity, to honor that fine line where it is the work that is put in and as well as the output that your physical body may endure during that. You know, you're making a house or some clay house. I want to make a clay house. I want to be free. Not free to hurt people, but free to be, to experience, not to hurt others. But you could say in harmony, but in a respectful way to honor my respect to those beings around me, those other people, what may it be. But yeah, I think I just discovered that right now is the negativity inside the light is the work. Doing something doesn't have to cost, or I mean, my beliefs is that the food sacrifice themselves, and they, what is it? Sacrifice themselves to feed us, you know? I think that honor is kind of lost nowadays in the way that people treat the wild foods, or even doesn't have, like, even if it's genetically modified, even if it's something like strawberries in their house, they generally forget to have good vibes for that. I mean, good vibes, I mean, even to talk to the plants and let them know that they're doing well, and thankful for them for even coming out to flower, bloom, and produce fruits. The bees, you know. Oh, it's that one, the Brucci brothers. Thankful for the cows, for the milk, for this loaf of bread, and the farmer who grew this wheat. That's pretty interesting, ain't it? But now, when you put money in the thing, you're putting this invisible number over something that should just be replicated with respect and honor. Honor it. The way it's made is uh, money ruins everything. Doesn't give you a purpose to work for. It's not a safe landing to fall on by saying, I have $100,000. That's a quote from another video I seen the other day. I don't hope, but it's alright if the dogs are heard in the background. You know, they're my bros. Just doing what they do best, I guess. And that's alright. And that's being man's friend. Alright. But folks, genuinely, just do care for yourself so hard that it leaks out into your relationships. Have respect for those people around you. The big law, like, they could be taken away at any moment. Their experience can be cut off, and they may be on to the next realm of whatever it may be. My favorite Sergio Simpson song as well as All Around You. Consciousness dissolves back into this cosmic being, or maybe it's a parallel universe. I'm not too sure, but I'm willing to learn more and hear folks out, because guess what? We're here now. And if you could just leave your response in the comment section below and subscribe. But it really does mean something to share. I want to share this. I am the vessel of which to display my knowledge, to display what I know and what I want to show. I care. I care about the things I think about and I consume mindfully. That's another thing about caring for yourself is consume mindfully. Doesn't mean scroll on your feed. It's an algorithm made to feed you what they think is best for you to keep you on there longer. It's a gambling machine. Oh, maybe the next one will be funny. Two, it'll be funny as well. Oh, maybe the next one's just as insightful and I can learn more. That's how I feel about YouTube. It's like, damn, this song's fire. I wish I knew about this years ago. Or maybe even Spotify, just random Spotify plays. It's kind of the human kind of thing is that hunter-gatherer brain. It's like, maybe I'll find the next best tool. And maybe that's Oh, also, that's why there's also innovation because of war. Ways to hurt other people trying to live for something. I mean, Theodore Roosevelt was pretty wild. That's one of my goats. Look up to him. He's a traveler across the Americas, across the land, and he has a lot of advocated for national forests. That's why I support him, or at least as I do so in my ways. He wasn't a president. He was a president that fought in his own wars overseas and whatnot. They're like, "What are you doing over there, sir?" And insert William. What's his name? Hank Williams. Mm, the guy who voiced the genie. Not Mark Williams. Robin Williams. Are they all related? We are all related. But look at it. See my thing. My microphone fell. It's so heavy. But in terms, just to oh jeez, I turned it the wrong way. Respect yourself. Don't be afraid, or don't reject. Also, your gut feeling. Weird thing. If you listen to it, if you have bad feeling or something, you're like, I have a bad feeling about this. Maybe definitely do listen to it. That intuitiveness that when you listen to your body is better. Don't push through something. You know what? I have a theory. Charlie Kirk, I don't know. He's a human being. Rest in peace. I don't want to speak bad upon a dead person. Many folks would say, he said bad things. We have all said bad things. We all have regrets, and I'm sure if you had time to live long enough to acknowledge, what the hell was I saying? You don't need DMT or ayahuasca to have that, but maybe it's a doorway that opens, but you have to walk through it soberly. You can't just keep taking it to. You need refills. Among said that in the video. A lot of YouTube video references, but I'm consuming mindfully as much as I can. I think I know. I know. I'm sure everyone has their not a rejection of their past. You let go of that. You're like, damn, what was I saying? What was I thinking? What was I doing at the time? Why would I say that? And I'm glad for time because you can change, as previously mentioned. But Charlie Kirk, I'm sure he had a gut feeling that he didn't want to go. Something to tell me is like he had this instinctual feeling to not go, but he instead tried to rationalize it by saying, I'm just nervous to talk on a podium and debate college students. Which, I mean, you could be having that, but maybe if you listened to it, he could have just avoided dying. A lot of things can be avoided when you listen to your intuition. But that's one of the other things is genuinely listening to your intuition. And when you practice that, you can trust yourself to make not only the right decisions, but decisions that are prosperous to your life and not harmful to others. You know, you know, you know. I feel like I use that a lot. That's why, because I felt real bad. It's okay to repeat myself. This is as much as I know right now, and maybe more. Many more. It's gotta be somebody's birthday. But life is so interesting. It's a great experience. And to have you here as a human being to experience all the great beholdings that, oh yeah, your world perception view. If you think negatively of yourself and you reject your humanity, that's how you will see the world. Can you change that? Yes, you can change. Small step at a time. You know. Oh shit! Mutiny After Midnight by Johnny Blue Skies and the Dark Clouds. Oh, amazing. I don't remember which song it was. If it was the first one or the last one. Ain't that a bitch or Make the World Fuck, Make America Fuck Again. But it says we gotta stop doing dark shit in dark rooms. There's a lot of folks who do tend themselves to the darkness more than that. That's alright. But genuinely, the people that are out to harm others, that do dark shit in dark rooms, that is upsetting. That is something that can be changed as a society. As a society, do you know how I got these scars on my face? Me neither. Batman. I haven't heard that name in years. I don't even know if I sound like him. I don't care. Sometimes you just gotta play imagination, folks. Sometimes you gotta die to live. You gotta let go of a lot of things. Forgive yourself. Yes, you may never forget, but that means for a better now, let go of the past and future and try to live. Our brains, we are meant to have retrospect and be like, damn, I shouldn't have said that to that one person. I feel real bad. Don't forget, if you can think about those moments, there's something to learn that you are trying to rationalize. It's not a thought that just comes out of nowhere and you're like, why are you here? Please, I'm gonna distract myself. Go smoke some weed, just feel good about it. Go take some chew, feel good about it. Drink some beer, feel good about it. Don't avoid yourself. Tend to yourself and care for yourself. Your experience is definitely worth living. And if you want to get out of the dark rut spot you may be in, or you definitely have overcome before, you will overcome again. We, the people, will overcome. Oh, another Kendrick reference, but on his unreleased leaked track, Prayer, that didn't make the album. Oh, even on To Pimp a Butterfly, he said, if Michael Jackson did, or I don't know if he said this verbatim, but if he didn't touch children, would you still listen to his music? But to go back to Prayer, the leak track, I don't know if it is. I don't know. What if it's on the CD and I don't know that? He's Carl Benz. If you knew Carl Benz was a racist, would you stop driving cars? If you knew Martin Luther King cheated on other women, officiated something. I don't remember the history, but would you still support Martin Luther King? And as a build up to lead into Mr. Morales, I am a person, a being with flaws, uh, things I reject of my past that I don't agree with, but I'm still gonna follow through of rationalizing and trying to learn something and to take a look back how far I've came to overcome my fears and make myself comfortable around me and to around others. I think that's pretty beautiful, and it's a missed message. It's a missed message. And then he released GNX. Oh, wow. Under his new label. Or, yeah. Live Long TDE. But, yeah, I'm a big fan because introspective people are like, oh, you're so corny for knowing that. But that's people. Don't feel bad for knowing the things you have aspired to learn about. Things that make you curious and make you get in that state of just not only a flow state, but of having genuine care, compassion about these certain topics, almost said objects, topics, genres, things. Be like, oh, that's a blah 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 808 from 1988. Ooh, was that a bar? Whoops. Definitely do be. Be. You are and you will be. I am and I will live. Maybe if you need help living, you could always say, I'm living for this person. And that's kind of beautiful. It's beautiful. Remembering is a beautiful human thing. Don't forget that. And not only human, animals, plants. It's so intricately woven in my religion and everything. It's kind of beautiful. Like I'm having a retrospect. I'm like, yeah. Definitely have contact with yourself in times and listen to your thoughts, your intuition. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. You know, maybe if tomorrow we don't wake up and you're like, damn, I wasted my days just scrolling away and drowning myself in substances to drown out thoughts that I knew I should have tended to, and now I know this now, but it's too late. I can't change. There is no tomorrow. To go back on art. Tyler the Creator. What song was that? He said, but tomorrow ain't pinky promise. Is that from Chromacopia? Or is that from Don't Tap That Glass? Oh yeah, Don't Tap That Glass. Fucking don't scroll your reels too much. Don't separate yourself from the moment. There's a picture in mementos and recordings of her. It's pretty beautiful. It's outstanding. I love it. But sometimes you gotta not tap that glass. If you're addicted to Instagram, you're gonna be like, I gotta post about this. You're posting a false self of your identity. There are online identities. It's like alter ego, but it isn't so attached to yourself. It isn't really you in person, and no one can experience the real you. You heard of salvia? Salvia turned into inanimate objects or another human person, another realm. You're just like, whoa, that was in 3 minutes. Whoa. Never done. Just read experiences on YouTube. I don't condone substance abuse or psychedelics, but it is definitely an interesting realm to learn about because consciousness and everything about within how people say it's just chemicals, but even in. Okay, I just came to a thought just came to me, and I'm gonna think about that. Actually, I got to it earlier. Is that somewhat is this 3D space, my face, objects I perceive in my five senses, and the science we use to rationalize the universe, rationalize its properties, its cosmic existence, you know, to find out if all 90 degrees are actually of a triangle, if we can make 90-degree triangles, like this, and then you have a 90 degree here and it just reaches. They want to do a project like that in space. I read that somewhere on YouTube. my YouTube expert, guys. I've curated all these topics in mind, and not to not to not to feature the creators. Uh, feature the creators of this not content of this art. When you do it for money, you're losing your humanity. You could just do shit for free out of the love of your heart, out of the care from not only yourself, but for your community. I'm pretty upset about money and how much it has devastated me and everybody around. How much, to an extent, we have placed it above us merely. That's like, you have enough money? Do you have enough money for this, I need this, blah, blah, blah. And some folks might want to say, well, you're a Native American, you live on land, you could just do this, that. And I still have to play this godforsaken game. Sometimes I just want to hunt and just come back, provide for my folks, fish, provide for my folks, grow plants, crops, provide for my folks. It is an interesting, unique experience that we are. One no experience can be shared. Think, accept, solve, experience other people's lives. Something like that. A lot of the unknown may just be unknown, but is to be known and to be rationalized, maybe. That's beautiful. That's art. Math is art. A lot of things are art. To create is genuinely art. There are stories inside things that we can't even comprehend. The Illuminati on the dollar bill. The scars on your body. Maybe that's why sometimes we just need a connection with a person, is to share. Maybe create a child. You can adopt, do whatever you maybe. Or try to take care of folks around you. Be the elder, tell children wisdom, even if you have no kids. I had the chance many times, but I chose not to. That's alright. You live your life. Do as you please. There's a lot of experiences, and you're not missing out. Don't have a fear of missing out. Trust your own judgments of yourself and the way you want to move. If that means taking life slow, that's good for you. So, this is 42 minutes. I had a lot on my mind for a while. I don't like the hurts of even the young folks that I have around me. They display a hurt and they can't rationalize why. But it's because so many people around them do the same thing. And when they get, I have my little niece over, my sister's daughter. I'm the youngest in my family, practically. Lower drop. But of her, or my brother's kid, observing her, I'm realizing all the things she thinks is normal are, I'm not to say that, it's wrong, but a respect for the stuff around her, and, it's slightly I wouldn't want to say undeveloped areas, but maybe, monkey see, monkey do. The way she's seen folks at my auntie's house, it's like, oh, these folks do it, I guess I'm gonna do it too. So she doesn't know she's hurting other people by doing the things she does sometimes. I mean, my other niece, they judge they think with their eyes and not their brain. And they try to talk too fast, and it's a separation of self they fill in. I just feel bad about it. I feel bad. I just feel genuinely just bad about it. I want to connect with them, and they try to tune it out. But I'm sure there are times where it's like, they just think on, the thoughts that come to them. And they do have the time to do that. People, you have the time to focus on yourself. You're ignoring it. Change what you can and follow your thoughts to learn more about yourself. Please do take care of yourself. I mean that with much love in my heart. One love, man, folks. It is really, the world doesn't have to be so cruel if you just, open yourself up to yourself to open up your five senses around you. If you're missing a sense, it's all right. But otherwise, really, really need this message to get heard is because I don't like the hurt of folks hurting folks. It isn't great. It isn't fun. It's fun for nobody. And if you learn if you learn to be comfortable with yourself, just please, please, please. It is it echoes through not a chain of command, but a chain of ancestry, of a chain of a long line of people who are after you and around you. These things echo. With quote Stanley, enough said. One love, folks. Take care of yourselves. Take care of others around you. And yeah, live, laugh, love, and don't forget to be.